is that you want to have lived with the pain of what you're solving, typically for a long period of time. Now, Rihanna's she comes from mixed ethnicity, she has mixed parents, she has a very diverse background, and I think as a result of that, she also has a very diverse audience. And so one of the issues that she found is that lingerie and undergarments, the nude colors were not actually matching the vast majority of skin tones. So they had one nude, but it didn't match basically anyone. And so she had a novel idea, which is number one, is that she offered 40 different shades of nude underwear. And so to quote her, she said, there needs to be something for a dark skinned girl, there needs to be something for a really pale girl, and there needs to be something in between, right? And so that became the foundation of Savage X Fenty's entire business model. And so this then laddered up to their overall brand approach, which is aligned with Rihanna, which was about inclusivity and body positivity. Now, part of that is because this was a unique carve out from the traditional industry standards. Not to say that those are right or wrong, it's just they were different, right? And the other piece of this is that her personally, we've seen her kind of weight journey over time. And so there's been like thicker Rihanna and then there's been thinner Rihanna. And so in either of those situations, and obviously there's people who are, like, I like thick Rihanna, I like skinny Rihanna, whatever. The point is that she has gone through this experience. She resonates with the pain and her audience knows that it's authentic when she tries to solve that problem. And so the second thing that you want is purchasing power. Now, she had a very difficult decision to make here, right? LVMH is a luxury brand. So this is a company that's known for selling bags for $5,000, $10,000, $50,000. And sometimes they don't even put the price on their sites because it's so expensive. And they ship out one or two products to physical locations, which just to keep the scarcity so high. Now, meanwhile, let's pull up her site. Let's see if we can make sure that we don't get banned from YouTube for softcore. Look at the prices on these. These are super reasonable prices, $5 for G-strings. Actually, I'm not really a purchaser of G-strings, but I imagine that's not super expensive. $25, two for 30, $5 accessories, $10 bras, $15 sports styles, $20 lounge styles, $3 underwear, right? So there's a lot of very affordable stuff on her site. And so for that, what she saw for the purchasing power for a very large audience was she just made it affordable, right? And I think that was a good brand move for her, given her upbringing, where she came from, and kind of like, I think it was on brand. It was the right move for her. So first off, did she have pain? Yes, and she lived with that pain and she knew her audience did too, so she made the 40 colors. Next is, did she make it priced so that the vast majority of her audience could buy it? Yes. Her audience was everyone, so she had to make it affordable for everyone. Now, the next thing is, was it easy to find? Now, this is one of the big things that she brought to the table with her distribution. She was able to overnight have the world find out about this brand, which is an advantage that most people don't have. And so she just did a casual overnight 20-year career to build her brand. So yeah, it was overnight, naturally. But she was able to easily find the audience because she already had them within her community. And then finally, is this a growing market, right? And so this is a company that is serving an audience of people that's very diverse. They have body positivity. At least in the US, people are getting more overweight every year. And so there's lots of people who feel disenfranchised with the beauty industry. Now, there's a little bit of a pendulum swing back there, fine. But by and large, I think that we can just look at the projected value of her market segment, and it's growing at a 5% CAGR, right? Which is basically compounded annual growth rate. And so she has a lot of market to go after, and the market itself is growing. Because she's a smart businesswoman, lingerie is maybe an $80 billion market, right? At least in 2025, or projected to be. But activewear is just under 600 billion, all right? And that has a 23% annualized growth rate, compounded. All right, so this thing, so at 23.5%, just to give you context, that's doubling every 4-ish years. All right, very fast. So that means that if you stayed in the same exact percentage of the market that you have, that means that your company would double automatically in that same period of time. And so this shows the advantage of having a tailwind versus a headwind. Just keeping up with the growth of the marketplace, your business doubles. Not a bad gig. And so for her, boom, she checks off the having a growing market. And so when we're picking what industries we're gonna go in, what avatars we're gonna serve, it's cool, let's make sure that we're going after a clear pain point that's not being served. Do they have the ability to pay for what we have? Can we find them easily? And are they likely to continue to get bigger or smaller over time? Whenever you have a significant innovation, then you're going to have people who follow, right? And I'll give you a completely different example. Sarah Blakely recently just launched Sneaks, which is basically like high heels that are sneakers. And so her whole thing has been,